I'm Leo, 5, a boy caught in a hospital's howling heart, where doctors wrestle death, tearing poison from a billionaire's blood. Robert Sterling, the man I snatched from the grave's edge, lies pinned by tubes, his eyes gripping mine like I'm his only anchor to the world. Hours ago, in Muir with shadowed veins, I found him crumpled on a lonely trail, his breath a fading thread beneath my trembling hands. I didn't know his name, his empire, just that his life hung on me, a kid with nothing but raw instinct. My toy truck's siren wailed, piercing the dusk, pulling strangers to us, my small fingers pressing his chest, breath for breath, fear buried underneath. Now, the hospital's a crucible, nerve agents, heart meds, a murder stitched with cold precision. They whisper. I clutch my chocolate milk carton, its edges crushed, my heart a wild drum thundering in my chest. Who'd weave this kill? Why is he staring at me? An orphan from nowhere? Like I'm his salvation? The room's a storm, machines shrieking, nurses darting, their voices sharp with panic. I'm a speck from Sunnyvale's gray walls, tangled in a plot darker than the wood's deepest shade, a war I never chose. This isn't a rescue, it's a descent into a maelstrom that could shatter me. I'm a boy, not a soldier, yet here I stand, the world's weight crushing my shoulders. If you've ever felt that burden, the kind that bends your spine, drop a comment. I've carried that. I need to know how many of you have faced a fire this fierce, this unforgiving, where every step burns and the world watches, waiting for you to break. I'm Leo, a wiry kid with tangled hair and a heart too heavy for my small frame, a spark in a world that's tried to snuff me out. Sunnyvale Orphanage is my cage, its concrete walls choking dreams, its air thick with the ache of being unwanted. I'm quick, eyes sharp as a hawk, honed by years of dodging trouble. Kids like me learn fast or bleed. But I'm hollow, a void where family should be. Haunted by a creased photo of a woman I call mom in my dreams, her face blurred by time. My wound? Knowing I'm a cast-off, a puzzle piece no one seeks, left behind without a whisper of why. I play tough, my chin high, but nights are cruel, questions clawing. Who abandoned me, and what was my crime? My chocolate milk's my shield, its cold bite steadying my hands. My truck, chipped and worn, is my shadow, racing across cracked floors, my only constant in a world that shifts like sand. Saving Robert was no plan, just a reflex, a flare in the dark. But now he's pulling me into his orbit, and I'm terrified I'll burn. I want to be brave, to be more than a ghost. But what if I'm too frail, too small for this fight? The hospital's a mirror. To believe I'm more than the boy who whispered to a sky that never answered. A billionaire's life dangles, and I'm his only tether. What happens when a kid steps into a killer's shadow? Sharper than the orphanage's empty nights. The people meant to protect me, nurse, caretaker, choose silence, shielding a monster. Dr. Thorne passes me later, his smirk icy, his whisper a chill. Could you keep fighting? Are they heartless, or am I naive? Drop a comment. I need to know what you'd do, what you'd feel in this storm. I won't break, though fear's a live coal searing my chest. She warns me Thorne's powerful, a titan, but I see Robert's face pale, trusting, and know I can't stop. I slip through corridors, a ghost watching Thorne's every move, his quick glances, his hushed calls to a stranger. They're clues, and I hoard them, feeding Sarah every scrap. My hands are steady now, my milk carton discarded. We'll bring him down, she says, and I believe her. I'm terrified, he's a giant. I'm nothing, but Robert's counting on me. I'm Leo, the kid they don't see, and I'm fighting back, my heart a fire that won't die. The hospital's a battlefield, and I'm armed with truth, small but lethal. A vial of poison, a kid's courage. Can I outwit a killer before he strikes again? The hospital's a labyrinth, its sterile glow a cruel veil over death's silent stalk, and I'm Leo, 5, a boy with a vial of poison searing my pocket. Dr. Thorne's betrayal a stone threatening to crush my small frame. Every shadow's a talon, every nurse's glance a splinter of ice, cutting deep. Nightmares rip me from sleep, Thorne's cold eyes, his hands closing, and I'm back on Sunnyvale's steps. Stars mocking my pleas with their mute glare. Fear's a noose, tightening with each breath, choking my resolve. Robert's fading, his skin gray as ash, his breath a frail thread in the hospital's hum. I sit by his bed, my chocolate milk carton sweating in my grip, its sweetness a fading shield against the dark. I tell him of my toy truck, its wheels worn from races and empty halls. A relic of a boy who's known only loss, and he smiles, a ghost of warmth in his sunken eyes. Sarah's voice breaks through. Doctors found nerve agents, heart meds, a murder woven with surgical intent. I was right, but it's no victory, only a heavier chain. Thorne's free, his smirk a specter haunting the corridors, a killer cloaked in white. I'm a child, dust against his shadow, powerless to stop a monster who walks in daylight. How do I fight when my hands tremble, when the vial's truth is a weight I can't bear alone? I want to flee, to hide in Sunnyvale's gray embrace. But Robert's whisper holds me fast. You're braver than you know, Leo. His hand, thin as paper, grips mine, kindling a spark of defiance. Yet fear's a tide, drowning me, pulling me back to that Christmas night, alone, begging a sky that offered nothing. What if I fail him? What if I'm less than nothing? The hospital's a tomb, its beeps a countdown, and I'm trapped. My heart a frantic drum, torn between running and standing, a boy too small for this relentless war. The garden's my refuge, its shadow's a cloak, but danger creeps closer, a blade in the dark. I see Dr. Thorne near the hospital's loading dock, his voice low, urgent, with David Miller, Robert's accountant, their words a venomous pact. Finish it, Thorne hisses, and my blood freezes. My body rigid behind a dumpster, my truck clutched tight, its wheels still as death. They're plotting Robert's end, and I'm the only one who knows, a witness too small to matter. My legs shake, but I run to Sarah, words spilling like blood. Thorne, Miller, the vial's poison. She's a storm, fierce and unyielding, summoning Dr. Thompson and Dr. Lewis, the hospital's sharpest blades. They test the vial, nerve poison, a match for Robert's blood, their faces pale as moonlight. I'm exposed, a moth in a flame's path, my truth a beacon that could burn me. Thorne catches me in a hallway, his hand heavy, his voice a blade. Curious boy, aren't you? His smile's a trap, his eyes a vow of ruin. I wrench free, my milk carton falling, my voice stolen, my heart a wild beast caged. He knows I know. The hospital's a snare, every door a gamble, every step a risk. Silence means Robert's death. Speaking could end me. I'm no soldier, just a boy, yet the war's mine to wage. Should I hide or fight, no matter the cost? Tell me in the comments. What would you risk for truth? What would you lose to save another? I'm drowning, but your voice might be the rope that pulls me through. Fear's a beast, but I won't let it feast on me. I'm Leo, and Robert's life is my fight, his trust my armor. I pour everything into Sarah, Thorne's words, Miller's nod, the vial's deadly secret, my voice steady despite the tremor in my hands. She's a lioness, swearing to shield me. Her eyes alight with a fire that matches mine. We meet Dr. Thompson in a locked office, his face carved with resolve, his voice grave. We're investigating, Leo, but you're a target now, he warns. I nod, fear a pulse in my blood, but my will's iron, forged in the park where I saved Robert. My hands on his chest, breath for breath, a boy against death itself. I can do this. At night, I sit by his bed, my truck in my lap, its wheels stirring slow, a rhythm of hope. You're my hero, Robert murmurs, and it's ablaze, torching my doubt to ash. I'm not just an orphan, not just a child. I'm his strength, his light. The hospital's a crucible, but I'm shaped in its fire, small but unyielding, a spark that could ignite a reckoning. Thorne's a giant, but I'm a flame, and flames can consume. I'll fight for Robert, for us, no matter the odds, my heart a fire that won't die. My truth a weapon sharper than any blade. Truth's a sword, and I'm its wielder. Can a boy like me slay a killer before the clock runs out? The hospital's a chessboard, its sterile corridors a grid of cold light and veiled threats. And I'm Leo, 5. A pawn daring to hunt queens in a game I barely grasp. The vial in my pocket burns like a live ember, Dr. Thorne's betrayal a weight that could crush my small bones, pulling me deeper into a war I never chose. Sarah and I are phantoms now, stalking truth through this maze of antiseptic lies. She's a shadow in Robert's office, her fingers swift, rifling through files that whisper of greed and death, her eyes sharp as a blade. I'm smaller, a wraith slipping past nurses, my toy truck tucked close, its wheels silent as my held breath. I shadow Dr. Thorne, his cold gaze sweeping rooms, his hands restless, a predator draped in a white coat. I catch him in a dim stairwell, his voice low, jagged, conspiring with David Miller, Robert's accountant, talk of money, power, a murder to crown their theft. My heart's a hammer, but I listen, each word a stone in my sling, heavy with purpose. Sarah unearths fake prescriptions, heart meds, lethal doses, Thorne's signature, a curse scrawled in ink. The vials poison matches, a needle piercing their web of deceit. Dr. Thompson, stern as granite, runs tests, his voice a low thunder. Months, he says, they've been draining him slow. Robert's been a mark, his life siphoned drop by drop. A betrayal that mirrors my own abandonment. Rage rises, pure and fierce, my fear forged into a blade. How could they wound him? This man whose brokenness echoes mine, whose kindness lights my dark. I sneak into Thorne's office, the doors creak a warning, my pulse a storm. A notebook lies open, dates, doses, a map of murder, cold as stone. I take it, my hand steady. The paper sharp against my skin. Sarah says we're near, but we need more to bury them. I'm a child, but I'm a hunter, carving through their shadows. The hospital a labyrinth I'm learning to master. My truck a relic, my milk carton forgotten. I'm ready to risk all, to stand for the man who sees me, to shatter their empire with a boy's small hands. Thorne's unraveling, his mask splintering like brittle ice. I spot him in the parking lot, his voice raw, clashing with Miller's. We're too deep. Miller hisses, but Thorne snarls, no turning back. I'm crouched behind a car, my truck's wheels still, my breath a ghost. I tell Sarah, and she's a hawk, recording their next meeting, her phone capturing their venom, greed, revenge. A plan to seize Robert's empire. We show Dr. Thompson, his face a slab of resolve, and he calls the police, their voices a distant rumble in the night. But Thorne smells the trap, his instincts honed. He corners me in the cafeteria, his shadow swallowing the light, his hand grazing my shoulder, heavy with threat. Dangerous game, kid, he says, his voice a blade, his eyes a promise of ruin. My gut twists, but I hold his gaze, my truck tight in my fist, its weight my anchor. I'm not afraid. I lie, my voice a spark in the dark. He laughs, a low growl, and strides away. But he's a beast cornered, desperate, his steps uneven. Sarah says time's bleeding out. They'll flee or strike. I'm terrified, my dreams choked with his face, his hands, but I won't yield. Robert's life, my life, hangs on this fraying thread. The hospital's a crucible, and I'm forged in its fire, a boy armed with truth, small but lethal, ready to topple giants before they crush us both. I stand in Robert's room, my voice a honed edge, cutting through the sterile air. We're ending this. I tell him, my eyes locked on his, fierce with a purpose that burns my fear to ash. He's weak, tubes weaving from his arms, but his nod is iron, a father's faith in his son. Sarah, Dr. Thompson, and I forge our strike. Vial, notebook, recordings, a news for the hospital board and police. I'm the witness, the child who saw the serpent coil, my words the knot to bind them. My heart's a tempest, fear whispering I'll falter, that they'll scorn a boy's voice as childish whim. But Robert's hand finds mine, his grip a flame, searing my doubt away. You're my strength, Leo, he says, and it's a vow, a bond that steals me. I'm not just saving him, I'm saving us. Carving a place where we belong, a family from the wreckage. We set the meeting for dawn, the board. The hospital boardroom is a coliseum. Its polished table a battlefield scarred by truth's sharp edges. And I, Leo, 5 years old, stand at its heart, small but forged in fire. My toy truck's in my pocket, its wheels still. A silent vow of my past. Sarah's beside me, her face a mask of iron resolve, laying out our arsenal. The vial of poison, Dr. Thorne's notebook, her recordings of whispered treachery. I'm a shadow among suits, their eyes heavy with skepticism, but I speak. My voice a thin blade slicing through the room's sterile hum. I recount Thorne's syringe, the vial's deadly secret. The overheard plot with David Miller, Robert's accountant. Each word's a stone, building a wall against their doubt. The board leans forward, their silence a held breath, their faces taut. Dr. Thorne sits across, his composure a fragile shell, his fingers twitching like a cornered beast. He calls me a liar, a troubled orphan weaving fantasies, his voice smooth but brittle. My heart lurches, will they believe him, dismiss me as a child's whim? But Sarah's voice rises, steel in her tone, and Dr. Thompson unveils the lab results. Nerve agents, heart meds. A murder etched in Robert's blood. The room shifts, a tide turning, the board's gaze sharpening on Thorne. His mask splinters, sweat beading, his eyes darting. David fidgets, his face pale, guilt leaking through his seams. Sarah plays the recording. Thorne's voice, cold as frost, plotting Robert's end. Miller's agreement, a damning echo. The board gasps, murmurs swelling like a storm. Police boots echo in the hall, summoned by Thompson's call. Thorne and Miller are detained, their empire of lies collapsing in handcuffs clink. I did it. I stopped them. Robert, watching via video from his bed, smiles, his eyes alight despite the tube snaking from his arms. I stand taller, my chest wide with a new fire, pride, raw and unyielding. The hospital's no longer a cage. It's a crucible, and I'm its unlikely champion. But the victory's a fragile spark, flickering in a wind of whispers, and I clutch my truck, its weight grounding me. Knowing the war's not over, only paused. The triumph's a fleeting glow, quickly smothered by shadows. Whispers slither through the hospital, nurses, orderlies. Even Sunnyvale's staff murmur I'm a fraud, a kid chasing Robert's gold, not justice. Miss Clara's voice crackles through a call, bitter as ash. You've shamed us, Leo. You're no hero, just trouble. Her words are a whip, flaying open wounds from those Christmas nights, alone on icy steps under a silent sky. Some hospital staff avert their eyes, their silence louder than scorn. Others mutter I've stirred chaos for nothing. My victory sours, doubt seeping in like damp rot, heavy in my bones. Did I overreach? Am I the storm they claim? Sarah, relentless. Unearths more, bank records showing Miller's gambling debts, millions lost, a motive carved in desperation's claws. It's another strike, proof piling against them, but the rumors grow. A venomous chorus. Online, the world splits. Some hail me as a savior, others brand me a schemer, their comments a swarm of knives. Hero or hustler, they ask. And Sunnyvale Fields calls, praise drowned by threats. I'm exhausted, my milk carton untouched, its chill no comfort. The orphanage's walls, once my prison, seem to haunt me still. Their gray weight pressing down. I'm a boy, not a myth, yet they've painted me both. Some call me brave, others say I've gone too far, a child playing with fire. What do you see? Am I fighting for right, or just fueling chaos? Drop a comment, share your truth. I read every one, searching for a beacon in this fog, a sign I'm not alone in this fight. I sit by Robert's bed, his hand warm, a tether to my resolve, and my doubt burns to cinders. He's stronger now, his voice a low ember, steady and sure. You're unstoppable, Leo, he says. And it's a vow I seize, a fire kindling in my chest. I'm not the orphan they scorn, not the boy they dismiss. I'm a fighter, shaped in this crucible of betrayal and truth. Sarah's eyes blaze. Her not a promise, and we swear to seal this case, to bury Thorne and Miller's lies for good. My truck's wheels spin, a rhythm of defiance, each turn a step toward victory. The whispers, the threats, their chaff, scattering in my wake. I faced giants and felled them, a boy against a storm. Dr. Thompson meets my gaze, his face a map of respect, and I know we're not done. The hospital's halls, once a maze of fear, are now my forge, tempering me. I'm Leo, the kid they never saw coming, and I'll finish this for Robert, for the truth, for the boy I've become. The world can doubt, can scream, but I'm deaf to it, my heart a drumbeat, my will a blade honed sharp. The enemy's bound, but truth's a wildfire, how far will a kid's courage burn? The hospital's a crucible, its sterile walls a forge where truth burns bright. And I'm Leo, 5, standing at its heart as Robert summons the world to bear witness. The press conference is a tempest. Cameras flash like lightning. Reporters' voices a relentless howl. Their lenses hungry for my face. I'm beside him, my toy truck a heavy relic in my pocket. Its wheels still, my chocolate milk abandoned, its sweetness lost to this storm. Robert's frail, tubes snaking from his arms, but his voice is a thunderclap, shattering the room's hum. He speaks of poison, nerve agents, heart meds, a murder woven with cold precision. He names Dr. Thorne and David Miller, their betrayal a wound laid bare for all to see. Then his gaze falls on me, fierce with pride, and he declares, "This boy, Leo, saved me." The crowd gasps, a tide of shock surging through the room, their murmurs rising like dust after a collapse. I'm an orphan, a nobody. Yet here I stand, the kid who fell the killer's plot. Sarah distributes evidence, vial, notebook, recordings, each a hammer striking their lies. The room's a cauldron, boiling with disbelief and awe. My name is spark igniting screens worldwide. Online, the story erupts, Hashtag Leo Sterling trending, clips shared in a frenzy. Some call me a miracle, others a fluke. Their voices a cacophony I can't escape. The hospital's no longer a prison, it's a stage, and I'm its unlikely titan, a boy who's turned the world's gaze. Robert's hand brushes mine, his smile a beacon through the chaos, and I stand taller. My fear charred to ash. The world's watching, and for once, I'm not invisible. I'm a force, small but unyielding, a child who's rewritten the rules of this war. In Robert's office, away from the camera's glare, truth cracks open like a fault line, raw and seismic. I'm playing, my truck rolling across his desk, when I knock over a book, and a letter slips free, yellowed. Its ink faded but piercing. It's from Elizabeth Adams, 5 years old, her words a desperate cry. She bore Robert's son, born the same day as me. My breath catches, the room spinning. My heart a wild drum. Robert reads, his hands trembling, his eyes flooding with tears. Leo, he whispers, you're my son. The words shatter me, rebuild me in their echo. We collapse into an embrace. My face pressed to his shoulder, tears soaking his gown, his arms a fortress against the world. He's my father, and I'm no longer adrift, no longer the boy begging stars for answers. The press conference resumes, Robert's voice now a roar, proclaiming me his heir, not for wealth, but for courage, for heart, for the bond we've forged in fire. The crowd falls silent, then erupts. Cameras frantic, their lenses feasting on this moment. A father and son, found against all odds. My story's no longer a rescue. It's a reckoning, a legacy born in a hospital's sterile heart. The world tilts, and I'm its axis. My truck a silent witness to a truth that remakes everything, a truth that binds us beyond blood, beyond time. The room's a held breath, then it breaks. A dam bursting under truth's weight. Dr. Thorne and David Miller are arrested, their lies crumbling as handcuffs snap, their faces ashen, dragged from the hospital as cameras swarm like vultures. The staff, once cloaked in doubt, transform, nurses' eyes soften, orderlies nod, their whispers now tinged with respect. Even Miss Clara's voice, when she calls, falters, her old scorn softened by awe. The hospital board offers apologies, their words stiff but sincere, their skepticism dust in the wind. That moment, when their doubt collapses, is a blade sharper than any victory. I'm Leo, the kid who turned their world upside down, who forced them to see. The hospital's halls, once a maze of fear, glow with a new light, each step a testament to my fight. If you've ever had a moment where the world had to rethink you, where your truth made them pause, share it in the comments. Your story's a spark. I read every one, searching for the fire we share. The world shifted, but the weight of what's next presses heavy, a crown I'm not sure I can wear. I'm a son, a hero, but the sterling name's a mantle. Can I carry it when the world's eyes burn? I'm Leo, 5, Robert's son, but the word son is a cloak too vast for my small frame, heavy with a world I'm not sure I can carry. The hospital's hushed now, Dr. Thorne and David Miller gone. Their poison drained from Robert's blood, the press conference's fire a fading ember in the world's gaze. Yet I'm unmoored, a boy adrift in this new skin, my toy truck a leaden weight in my pocket. Its wheels stuck in the silt of doubt. I'm no longer just the orphan who saved a billionaire. I'm Leo Sterling, heir to marble halls, to a name that draws eyes like moths to flame. Their whispers a net I can't escape. But what if I'm not enough? What if I'm still the child on Sunnyvale's steps, whispering to stars that never answered, their silence a wound that festers deep? Doubt's a fog, thick and suffocating, seeping through the cracks of my victory, clouding the light of Robert's pride. I see his smile, warm and fierce, but my heart's a tangle, knotted with fear. I'm terrified I'll fail him, that I'll stumble in his world of power and shadows, a boy too small for its weight. The press crowns me hero, their words hollow, ringing like applause for a play I didn't write. My chocolate milk sits untouched, its sweetness lost, the void where family should be gaping wider, a chasm I can't cross. Was I wrong to dream of belonging, to think I could wear this name? Can I be the son he needs, or am I just a child, grasping at a life too grand, too heavy? The hospital's a mirror, reflecting a boy who's won but can't find his footing, a shadow stretched thin by a light he's not ready to claim. I sit by Robert's bed, my voice a whisper, frail against the sterile hum, spilling the fear I've buried like a secret too heavy to hold. What if I'm not enough? I ask, my eyes on the floor, my truck clutched tight, its chip paint a map of my past. He listens. His hand warm, steady, a father's touch I've never known, anchoring me in this storm. You're more than enough, Leo, he says, but my fear's a current, relentless, pulling me under. I cry. Tears scalding, the weight of 5 years pouring out, Christmas nights alone, empty beds, a faded photo of a woman I'll never meet, her absence a wound that bleeds still. Why does triumph feel so empty, so cold? The hospital's hum fades, and it's just us, father and son, facing a truth sharper than any blade. I'm surrounded, yet alone. The sterling name a crown I'm not sure I can bear, its weight threatening to crush me. Have you ever fought a war and found only silence in the wind, like the world's cheers left you hollow? Share it in the comments. I need to know I'm not alone, that others have carried this ache, this ghost that haunts victory's edge. Robert's eyes hold me, a beacon through the fog. But doubt whispers I'll break, that I'm too frail for this name, this life, this love I've only begun to trust. His words are a spark, a light I seize in the dark. I look at Robert, my father, and choose his faith, letting it burn through my fear, a fire that steadies my trembling heart. I'm Leo Sterling, not just the orphan, not just the hero, but his son. A truth I'll grow to fill. My truck's wheels stir, slow but sure, a vow to myself, a rhythm of resolve beating against the doubt. I wipe my tears, my chest lighter, and nod. I'll try, I say. And his smile is a promise, a bond forged in this quiet, sacred moment. The hospital's no longer a battlefield. It's a forge, shaping me into something new, a boy who's learning to stand tall. Doubt lingers, a faint shadow at the edge, but I'm stronger, my heart a flame kindling bright. I'm not whole, not yet, but I'm moving, step by step, toward the son I can be, the life I can claim. The world waits, its eyes and whispers await, but I'm ready to carry my name, to stand beside my father, to face the unknown with a courage I'm only beginning to know. A fire that won't be quenched, a son claimed, a name embraced. Can I rise to the world that waits beyond these walls? The world's a maelstrom, its roar a relentless fire, and I'm Leo, 5. A boy caught in the heart of a blaze I didn't ignite. Robert's press conference has torn the sky open. My face, my name, a spark that's erupted into a wildfire, scorching screens, streets, and whispered shadows. I'm no longer the orphan who saved a billionaire. I'm Leo Sterling, his son, a story that's cleaved the world like an axe. Online, voices clash like breaking bones. Some anoint me a hero, a child who toppled titans with a vial and a heart too stubborn to bend. Others curse me as a fraud, a leech sucking at Robert's wealth, their comments knives. Sharp and merciless. Miracle kid, they shout, or gold digger, their words a swarm I can't outrun. The hospital's a forge, nurses' murmurs now a gale, some offer nods, their eyes warm with respect. But others scowl, their glances jagged, branding me a troublemaker who's soiled their sterile world. Sunnyvale Orphanage is a battlefield, phones screaming with praise and poison. Threats weaving through cheers. Miss Clara's voice, when she calls, is a trembling lash, her old venom softened but still biting. You've shattered us, Leo, she says, and it's a wound. Ripping open those Christmas nights, alone under stars that refuse to answer. Reporters besiege the mansion's gates, their cameras glinting like wolves. My name a chant they claim is their own. I hide in the garden, my toy truck's wheels sunk in earth, my chocolate milk sour, untouched, its chill no comfort. The world's too vast, its clamor a storm too heavy for a boy so small. I'm not a symbol, just a child, but they've carved me into both, savior to some, villain to others. If you were me, would you have spoken, knowing the world would tear you in two? Tell me in the comments. What's the price of truth, and would you pay it? I'm sinking in their voices, clawing for my own. Dr. Thorne and David Miller are ghosts, their dominion broken. Their lies unraveling like ash in a wind. Thorne bolts, only to be snared at the airport, his cold eyes frantic, cuffs biting as cameras feast. Miller cracks in his cell. His confession a deluge. Decades of hate for the Sterlings, stoked by gambling debts. A fortune lost to desperation's jaws. Their scheme collapses, a frail scaffold in a hurricane. Broadcast live as the world gorges on their fall. The hospital board issues statements, apologies stiff but public, their doubt burned to nothing. Nurses who sneered now avert their eyes. Their skepticism dust, orderlies nod, their silence a salute. But the chaos lingers, a tide pulling at my ankles. Online, conspiracies breed. Some swear I planted the vial. a puppet in a grander plot. Their theories a venom of their own. Sunnyvale faces protests, signs decrying me as a traitor, a child who's upended their fragile order. I'm safe, Robert's safe, but the world's a churn. Its currents dragging me down. I grip my truck, its weight a fading tether, and question if truth was worth this tempest. The hospital's halls, once a war zone, are now a labyrinth of eyes, some kind. Some cruel, all pinning me. I'm a boy, not a legend, but they've etched me into one, and its weight threatens to bury me. Robert and I cross into the mansion, a fortress of stone and quiet. Its vastness a puzzle I can't yet solve. I'm his son, but the title's a map without roads. What does it mean to be a Sterling? The press hounds us, their questions a swarm, their lenses relentless. I'm no longer the shadow slipping through cracks. I'm laid bare, every step a spectacle. Robert's hand is warm, his voice a steady pulse. But I'm adrift, my truck's wheels spinning in my pocket. A faint rhythm of who I was. The world's gaze is a chain, and I'm not sure I can bear it. Sunnyvale's gray walls are a memory, but this new life's a frontier, wild and uncharted. I'm Leo. Hero to some, pariah to others, and the truth's a flame that's scorched me as much as it's freed me. The storm's carved a path, but allies rise. Who'll stand with a boy who's rewritten the world? The mansion's a bastion, its stone walls a bulwark against the world's clamor. But I'm Leo, 5, still carrying the storm's echo in my chest. Robert's my father, his steady hand a lighthouse. Yet I'm raw, a boy remade by truth's fire, standing on the edge of a life I've only begun to claim. Then Sarah Jenkins steps into the light, no longer just Robert's assistant but a pillar. Her fierce warmth like a mother's I never knew. She teaches me to navigate this new world, polished floors, heavy names. The weight of being a Sterling, with a laugh that cuts through my lingering shadows. Dr. Thompson, the hospital's quiet titan, joins us, his eyes soft with pride, calling me the kid who broke the game. They're my unexpected allies, rising from the chaos like dawn after a long, brutal night. Sarah kneels, her voice a vow, telling me I'm not alone, that I've earned my place beside them. Thompson shares tales of lives saved, his deep voice weaving me into their ranks, a boy who's fought and won. I clutch my toy truck, its wheels stirring slow, and feel their strength flood my veins, a tide against the world's roar. Reporters still lurk, skeptics spit online, but Sarah and Thompson are my shield. Their faith a flame warming the cold hollows left by Sunnyvale's gray walls. I'm not just a headlines hero. I'm a child seen, held, by those who choose to stay. Their presence a promise that the dark won't claim me again. Our bond takes root in the mansion's quiet spaces, where the world's noise fades to a hum. Sarah cooks dinners, her hands swift with spices, filling the air with scents that feel like home, a word I'm learning to trust. We gather at the table, Robert's smile brighter each day, his health blooming like spring after frost. Sarah shares stories of her youth, her voice a bridge from my past to this new life, each tale knitting us closer. She gives me a new truck, its wheels smooth, gleaming, a symbol of beginnings, of trust. Dr. Thompson visits, his laughter a low rumble as he teaches me chess, each move a lesson in patience, in faith. Robert watches, his eyes warm, and I feel it. A family, not born but forged, their presence a tapestry where I'm no longer a loose thread. My old truck rests on a shelf, its dents a map of battles won. But I'm not that lonely boy anymore. Sarah's hand on my shoulder, Thompson's steady nod, their roots anchoring me in this vast place. The mansion's no longer a cavern. It's alive. Its walls echoing with our voices, our laughter, a home where I'm Leo Sterling, not just a survivor but a son, a brother, a light. The hospital staff become a chorus. Their voices a rising tide lifting me higher. Nurses who once turned away now smile, calling me little hero, their warmth a balm. Orderlies slip me candy, their winks a quiet salute. Their respect a shield against the world's lingering doubts. Dr. Lewis, Thompson's partner, pins a letter to the press, her words praising my courage, a beacon that spreads online, drowning skeptics in a wave of support. Comments flood in, Leo's our kid, he's unstoppable, each a brick in my foundation. Sunnyvale, once my cage, sends a card. Miss Clara's signature shaky but present, a sign the past is softening. This community, vast and unlooked for, is my armor, each gesture, each word, a stone in a wall that holds me upright. I'm not just Robert's son. I'm theirs, a boy who sparked a fire that warms others. My truck's wheels spin faster, my heart lighter. The world's gaze no longer a weight, but a call. I'm not afraid. I've got a tribe, a village, and they're carrying me forward, their strength a song in my blood. A family forged. A community risen. How far will our light shine when the world's watching? The world's a roaring beast, its jaws wide. And I'm Leo, 5, a boy swallowed by the storm of our story's reach. Robert's press conference has shattered the quiet, my face aflare across every screen, every street, every whispered corner of the globe. I'm no longer the orphan who saved a billionaire. I'm Leo Sterling, his son, a name that split the earth like a fault line. News vans choke the mansion's gates, their cameras glinting like predators. Reporters howling my name as if it's theirs to tear apart. Channels loop the footage, Robert's voice, iron and raw, naming Dr. Thorne and David Miller's betrayal, my small figure beside him. A child who stopped a murder. Social media's a wildfire. Hashtag Leo Sterling trends, millions sharing clips. Their words a deluge of awe and venom. Fans scrawl letters, calling me a hero. A miracle carved from courage. Others spit hate, branding me a fraud. A kid clawing for gold, their comments jagged, slicing through my thin skin. Why's the victim always the villain? I want to scream, my toy truck heavy in my pocket, its wheels stuck, my chocolate milk sour, untouched, its chill no solace. Sunnyvale Orphanage reels under calls, praise drowned by threats. Their voices a chorus of chaos. Miss Clara's silence, once sharp, now hangs heavy, a ghost of her old scorn. The hospital's a beacon, its staff my allies, but the world's divided, half cheering, half jeering. Their noise a weight I'm too small to carry. I hide in the mansion's garden, the earth cool under my knees, but the clamor seeps through, relentless. I'm a boy, not a myth. Yet they've made me both, a symbol I didn't choose. If you've ever been judged for standing tall, for bearing your truth, share your story below. Why do we vilify those who fight? I'm lost in their voices, searching for mine. Desperate for a sign I'm not alone in this fire. Justice grinds forward, a slow, unyielding machine. Dr. Thorne and David Miller face their reckoning. Their trial a spectacle under harsh lights, broadcast to a world that hungers for their fall. Thorne's polish is gone, his eyes dim, stripped bare. Miller's confession spills, old grudges against the Sterlings, debts from gambling's grip, millions bled in desperation's thrall. The judge's gavel falls, a final knell, and they're caged. Their empire of lies reduced to dust. News anchors recite the verdict, their voices solemn, and the hospital issues a proclamation, hailing my courage as a light in their halls. Online, supporters roar, their posts a tide washing over skeptics' venom. But victory's a hollow chord, ringing empty in my chest. I sought truth, not chains. I wanted Robert safe, not men broken. The mansion's quiet, its stone walls a haven, but I feel the weight of what's done, a shadow I can't shake. Robert's stronger, his hand steady on mine, and Sarah's eyes gleam with pride. But I'm restless, my truck's wheels stirring slow, a faint pulse of unease. Justice is real, but it's not peace, not the bomb I thought it'd be. I'm Leo, a boy who shifted the world. But the world's left scars I can't name, marks that linger like bruises under my skin. I choose to shed hate, to let it fall like ash. It's a poison, like the one they fed Robert. And I won't let it fester. In the mansion's library, Robert sits with me, his voice a soft current, teaching me to release the anger, to walk free. They don't own you, he says, and I nod. My heart loosening, the knot of rage unraveling. I forgive Thorne, Miller, not for their sake but for mine, for the boy I'm becoming, unburdened by their shadows. Sarah brings a fresh milk carton. It's chill grounding me, and we laugh, the sound echoing in this home we've carved from chaos. I forgive Sunnyvale's cold walls, Miss Clara's sharp tongue, even the mother I'll never know. Her absence a wound I let heal. I'm not the orphan, not the hero of headlines. I'm Leo Sterling, choosing peace over vengeance, light over dark. The world's eyes still burn its weight a mantle. But I'm learning to carry it, to step lightly, my heart a flame that won't be quenched. Justice carved, hate released, one final trial looms. Can I face the last shadow and stand whole? The mansion's a haven, its stone walls a shield against the world's clamor, but a shadow slinks through, cold and venomous, threatening to unravel all I've won. I'm Leo, 5, Robert's son. My toy truck a steady weight in my pocket, its wheels still, a relic of battles past. We've triumphed. Dr. Thorne and David Miller caged, their poison flushed from Robert's blood. The press conference is fire still smoldering in the world's gaze. Yet a new threat rises, sharp as a blade. A lawyer, sleek and predatory, strides in with papers and a sneer, declaring I'm no Sterling. He twists Elizabeth Adams' letter, her words of my birth, claiming there's no proof I'm Robert's heir, no claim to his name. His voice is a lash, cutting at the roots of our bond, sowing doubt like poison in fertile earth. Online, skeptics swarm, their comments a vicious tide. He's a fraud, just an orphan chasing gold. The press stirs, headlines probing my truth, their ink a stain spreading fast. I'm hurled back to Sunnyvale steps, Christmas nights under silent stars, my heart a bruise that never healed. Doubt gnaws, a beast in my chest. What if he's right? What if I'm not his son, just a boy clinging to a dream? Robert's eyes hold steady, but I see fear flicker, mirroring my own. A shared dread that this could tear us apart. The mansion's halls, once warm, feel vast and hollow, their echoes mocking. My chocolate milk sits untouched, its sweetness gone. My truck a frail tether to a past I thought I'd left behind. The world's watching, its voice is a chorus of judgment, and I'm small again, exposed, terrified I'll lose the only home I've ever known. The father who's given me a name. We face the threat head-on, no retreat, no surrender. Robert calls for a DNA test, his voice calm but forged in iron, a father's vow that I'm his, blood or not. You're mine, Leo, he says, and I want to believe, but fear's a current, dragging me under, relentless. The hospital lab hums, its sterile light a truth-teller that spares no one. Sarah's there, her hand on my shoulder, a silent promise, while Dr. Thompson oversees, his nod a steady anchor. I sit, my arms swabbed. The needles prick a faint sting against the ache in my soul. Days crawl, each a stone on my chest. Reporters camp outside, their cameras ravenous, online debates raging like wildfires. I dream of Muirwoods, my hands on Robert's chest, breath for breath, saving him. Was it all a mirage? My truck's wheels spin slow, a faint hope I cling to, its rhythm a prayer. Robert reads to me at night, his voice a lighthouse, but I'm adrift. Terrified the test will rip him away, leaving me alone again, a boy with nothing but stars that don't answer. The world's noise is a tempest, and I'm its heart. A child waiting for a truth that could bind or break, my heart a drumbeat of dread and longing. The results arrive, a quiet dawn in the mansion's library, the air thick with waiting. The lawyer stands, his smirk a fragile mask as Dr. Thompson hands Robert the envelope. I hold my breath, my truck tight in my fist, its weight all that keeps me grounded. Robert reads, his face still, then breaks into a smile, tears glinting like dawn's first light. You're my son, he says, and pulls me into his arms, a fortress against the world's storms. The DNA's a match, undeniable, a truth carved in blood and bone. The lawyer slinks away, his venom spent, the skeptics' voices silenced, their doubts ash in the wind. No cameras, no headlines, just us, father and son, whole, unbreakable. I'm Leo Sterling, not by chance, but by right, by heart, by the bond we've forged in fire. My truck rests in my hand, its wheels free, and the mansion's alive, its stone warm. Its halls singing with our victory. The world can wait. This moment's ours, a triumph quiet but vast, stronger than any storm that's come before. Blood-proven. A family sealed. Can I heal the scars and step into the light that waits? The mansion's a hearth, its stone walls alive with a warmth that seeps into my bones, and I'm Leo, 5. No longer the orphan but a son, Robert's son, carved from the crucible of truth and fire. The DNA test has bound us, silenced the skeptics, sealed our name against the world's clamor. But scars remain, raw beneath my skin, whispering of battles not yet laid to rest. Robert's my anchor, his steady hands teaching me to trust, to let the world's noise dissolve like mist. He sits with me in the library, reading tales of heroes who rise from ash, his voice a river smoothing the jagged edges of my past. Sarah's there, her laughter a soft flame, filling the hollows left by years of starless nights at Sunnyvale. They're my healers, not with potions but with presence. Their belief in needle and thread stitching wounds I thought would bleed forever. We walk the mansion's halls, Robert pointing to faded portraits, his stories weaving me into the Sterling legacy. A tapestry I'm learning to wear. Sarah cooks, her spices sharp and vibrant, and we eat as a family. My toy truck on the table, its wheels still but proud, a relic of the boy I was. The hospital's a distant echo, its sterile hum replaced by this home's heartbeat, a rhythm of belonging. I'm not whole yet, but I'm mending, each smile from Robert, each nod from Sarah. A stitch pulling me together. The world's eyes linger, their gaze await, but here, I'm just Leo, a boy learning to love without fear, to stand in a light I've only begun to trust. Forgiveness is a quiet labor, a task I undertake with trembling hands, not for them, but for the boy I'm becoming. I think of Sunnyvale, its gray walls and Miss Clara's biting voice. And I let them go, their sting fading like a bruise under time's touch. I forgive the nurses who doubted, their whispers no longer thorns in my side. Even Elizabeth Adams, my mother. Lost to a letter's faded ink, I release her, her absence a wound I no longer carry. Most of all, I forgive myself, the child who felt unworthy, who believed he'd never be enough. His heart a shadow too heavy to lift. Robert watches as I speak these truths, his eyes soft, a father's pride, and Sarah's hand finds mine, her warmth a vow that I'm not alone. The mansion's garden is our sanctuary, its earth rich and yielding under my fingers, a place where I shed the past's weight. I'm not the boy who begged stars for answers, their silence a sentence. I'm Leo Sterling, choosing to heal, to walk free of chains I once wore. My chocolate milk tastes sharp, alive, its chill a reminder of this life I'm claiming. The world waits beyond these walls. But this moment's mine, a boy stepping from shadow into light, whole in ways I never dared dream. In the garden, I plant a tree, small as myself, its roots fragile but fierce, a living oath to grow. To endure, no matter the storms that come. My old truck rests beside it, its chip paint a map of my journey, etched in a story of survival, now a sentinel at rest. The tree's my emblem. A promise to rise, to stretch toward a sky I'm learning to trust. Robert kneels with me, his hands in the dirt, a father's labor beside his son's, and Sarah scatters seeds, her smile bright as dawn. We water it, the earth drinking deep, and I feel it. Life, pulsing, mind a shape. The mansion stands behind us, no longer a fortress but a home, its windows aglow with our laughter, our love. I'm not just surviving, I'm thriving, my scar's a narrative, not a cage. The tree will outlast me, its branch is a legacy of a boy who fought, who won, who grew. My truck's wheels are still, but my heart races, alive with possibility, with purpose. I'm Leo, and this tree, this moment, is my healing, my proof that even the smallest seed can break stone, can reach for the stars and find them waiting. Healed, rooted, I'm ready to rise. What awaits a boy reborn in the light of his truth? The mansion's a living pulse, its stone walls thrumming with joy, a sanctuary where the world's storms have faded to whispers. And I'm Leo, 5, no longer a shadow but a son, Robert's son. Rooted in a life I've clawed from fire and ash. The battles, Dr. Thorne, David Miller, the world's piercing gaze, are ghosts now, their echoes soft as dust. I wake to dawn's gold spilling through my window, the garden's green a vow kept, a testament to my rise. Robert's whole, his laughter a deep river, and we weave a rhythm. Mornings with Sarah's pancakes, warm and sweet, evenings by the fire, stories curling like smoke. I'm in school, a small desk under bright lights. My pencil tracing dreams I once thought too vast. Numbers, words, a future I'm shaping. Classmates whisper hero, their eyes wide. But I'm just Leo, learning, growing, my heart wide as the sky. The mansion's halls are home, their vastness no longer a weight, but a canvas, alive with our footsteps, our voices. My toy truck sits on a shelf, its chip paint a chronicle of battles won. Its wheels still, at rest. I sip chocolate milk, its chill a daily ritual, a promise to myself to savor this life. The world's clamor has dulled, replaced by a quiet purpose, to live, to love. To be a son, a boy unbound by the orphanage's gray walls. Robert teaches me chess, his hands steady, each move a lesson in trust. Sarah braids tales of her youth, her voice weaving me into their world. I'm not just surviving, I'm thriving. My scar's a map of strength, my heart a flame that burns steady, a light I'm learning to carry. This is my purpose. Solid as the tree I planted, its roots deep in sterling earth, a life I've claimed, whole and mine. I carry our story beyond these walls, a spark to kindle hope in others, a beacon for the lost. I visit orphanages, my voice small but sure, standing before kids whose eyes mirror mine, wounded, weary, yearning. I tell them of Muir Woods, my hands on Robert's chest, breath for breath. Of a father found, a world changed by a boy who dared. Their faces soften, their hands reach, and I kneel, my truck in hand, showing them they're enough, that they can rise, that their hearts are strong. My words ripple, news crews trail me, their cameras gentle now, capturing kids who clutch my story like a lifeline, their dreams stirring. Online, our tale spreads. Hashtag Leo Sterling a lighthouse for the forgotten, comments flooding. You saved me, I'm not alone. I read them under lamplight, my chest tight with purpose. Robert joins me sometimes. His presence a quiet pride, his hand on my shoulder a vow. Sarah organizes these visits, her energy a tide lifting us all, her laugh a song of hope. I'm no savior, just a boy, but my truth, courage, heart, ignites others, a chain of light linking one soul to the next. Sunnyvale sends letters, kids scrawling thanks, their words a mirror of my own rise. I see it, a world where every child knows they're enough, where my story is a flame that warms the cold. I'm Leo, small but mighty, my voice a spark for those still in shadow, a call to rise, to shine. Robert and I stand by my tree, its leaves catching dawn's fire, my old truck at its base, a sentinel of my past, its dense a saga of survival. Courage isn't size, it's heart, I say, my voice steady. A truth hewn from the crucible of my life. The mansion glows behind us, Sarah's laughter drifting from the kitchen, a home alive with our love. This is our end, our dawn, a boy, a father, a family forged in fire. If you've risen from your deepest dark, share your story below. It might be the light someone needs to find their way. Thank you for walking this path with me. Support our channel, spread this flame, and I promise more tales of hope, of heart, of rising. We're not done, we're beginning. And the world's waiting for us to burn bright, to show what a single spark can do.